Imagine pulling into your own driveway after years of saving, finally proud of the car you worked so hard to afford, only for your neighbor to scream that you stole it, then call 911 to have you arrested in front of your kids. That happened to me. And what started with one false accusation uncovered a whole web of HOA corruption that almost destroyed my life. Act 1. The conflict begins. My name's HOA Karen. I'm 42, work long hours in logistics, and raise my two kids, Maya and Jordan, in a cul-de-sac in Plano, Texas. I'm not flashy. I don't take vacations. I skip luxuries most people take for granted. But I saved for years, scraping together extra shifts and cutting corners wherever I could because I had a dream. A Ford Explorer 2021. Not just any car, my car. Proof that hard work meant something. That Saturday evening, the sun was low, painting the block in gold as I pulled into the driveway. The garage door rumbled open, and for once I felt that deep satisfaction this was mine. Then I heard it. "Excuse me. Excuse me. What do you think you're doing with that car?" I turned. Across the street, storming toward me in a floral blouse and clutching her phone like a weapon, was Cheryl Danvers. Cheryl wasn't just a neighbor. She was the self-appointed watchdog of the Homeowners Association. People joked she treated the HOA handbook like it was the 10 Commandments. Only tonight there was nothing funny about the fire in her eyes. "That's not your vehicle," she snapped. "I know for a fact it was listed at last month's auction. I placed a bid myself. Don't think you can just steal it and slap on fake police decals to cover your tracks." I blinked. What? This was my car. I had the title in the house, insurance, the bill of sale. But before I could answer, she jabbed her finger toward the reflective strips stacked in my garage, magnetic decals I used for neighborhood watch patrols. "You're impersonating law enforcement," she shouted, "and you stole my car." My stomach dropped, not because she was right, but because I could already see how this would look. My kids were in the doorway, wide-eyed. Neighbors were stepping out, whispering, filming on their phones. Then Cheryl did the one thing I dreaded. She dialed 911. "Yes, hello, I need police here right now. A man has stolen my vehicle. He's pretending to be an officer. He refuses to give me back what's mine." Her voice echoed through the cul-de-sac, sharp, frantic. Curtains twitched. Porch lights flicked on. My private driveway had turned into a stage. Minutes later, the sound of sirens filled the air. 3 patrol cars rolled in red and blue, flashing across garage doors. Officers stepped out, hands hovering near holsters. "Sir, step away from the vehicle," one ordered. My heart pounded. Maya whispered, "Daddy, they think you're bad." Jordan clung to her arm, and in that moment I realized truth didn't matter. Perception did. Act 2. Escalation and turning point. I showed the officers my paperwork, steady hands hiding the tremble in my chest. Title, registration, insurance, all in my name. My mechanic neighbor Victor stepped forward. I helped him with the decals. That's his car. I've been under the hood myself. The officers studied everything, cautious, neutral. Eventually one nodded. "It checks out." Relief rushed through me. But it didn't last. Because Cheryl didn't stop. She ranted to anyone who would listen that I forged the documents. She muttered about conspiracies, whispered that I was dangerous. And soon enough the whispers spread. My kids came home from school quiet, asking if neighbors thought their dad was a thief. My name popped up in a Facebook clip, red and blue lights behind me, Cheryl screaming in the background. Local father accused of vehicle theft in his own driveway. That's how they spun it. And then the HOA made their move. Douglas Keaton, the president, polished suit smile like a salesman, posted a statement. "The HOA takes all claims seriously. While police cleared Mr. Callan, we will conduct our own internal review for community safety." Translation. I was still under suspicion. I remember sitting at my kitchen table, papers spread out, head in my hands. For a moment I wondered if Cheryl was right, not about the theft, but about me being out of place here. Maybe I didn't belong in this neighborhood. Maybe I should just sell the house, start over somewhere else. That was my lowest point. I felt beaten, humiliated, ready to quit. But then my sister Monique showed up. She's a paralegal, sharp as they come, and when she saw me like that, she didn't sugarcoat it. "Get up, Andre. This isn't about your car, it's about a system." Cheryl files complaints. Douglas backs them up with fines and violations. Families get pushed out, houses change hands, and the HOA profits. You think you're the first? No. You're just the first one standing your ground. She showed me emails she'd dug up, Cheryl sending reports about neighbors, Douglas responding with threats. Even worse, she'd traced financial records. Douglas was skimming HOA funds, laundering money through shell companies disguised as maintenance projects. I wanted to quit. I really did. But then I saw my kids' faces in that memory, the fear in their eyes when the sirens rolled in. And I thought, if I walk away, what lesson do they learn? That lies win if you yell them loud enough. No, not this time. That night we made a plan. We'd take the evidence to the town council, make it public record. Monique would file a report with the state attorney general. And if Douglas or Cheryl tried to spin it, we'd bring the truth into the light. For the first time since this nightmare began, I felt something shift inside me. Hope, maybe. Or just raw determination. Either way, I wasn't running anymore. Act 3. Climax and Justice. Douglas struck first. He called an emergency HOA meeting. Flyers plastered on every mailbox. Important matters of neighborhood safety and trust. Attendance strongly encouraged. I knew what it meant. A stage. A chance to turn the crowd against me. That night the community center was packed. Folding chairs scraped, neighbors murmured nervously. Douglas stood tall at the front in his tailored suit. Our neighborhood has always been built on trust, safety, community values, he began, voice smooth. But recent events have raised concerns. False narratives have circulated, damaging the integrity of this association. I want to set the record straight. I clenched my fists. He was talking about me without saying my name, whispering poison. I stood. My chair screeched against the floor. That's enough. Every head turned. My pulse hammered, but my voice came out steady. This isn't about decals or rules. This is about power. You and Cheryl have been targeting families in this neighborhood for years, driving them out, profiting off their homes. And I can prove it. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Cheryl shot up, face red, shrieking lies. He forged everything. I raised a folder high. Bank transfers. Fake company names, emails between the two of you. Do you want me to read them out loud? For a split second, Douglas's mask slipped. His jaw tightened, his eyes darted toward Cheryl, and the crowd saw it. Monique stood in the back, laptop open. Everything is copied and ready for the Attorney General. If you try to silence us tonight, we'll go to the press tomorrow. The room erupted, neighbors shouting for answers, whispering angrily. The confidence Douglas had always worn cracked under the weight of suspicion. The tide had turned. Days later, it was official. The Attorney General announced an investigation into the HOA's finances. News crews swarmed the block. Residents who once avoided me now lined up with their own stories, fines for trash cans, threats over lawn length, intimidation until they sold. Douglas tried to spin it politically motivated personal vendetta, but it backfired. His words sounded desperate. The board turned on him. A vote was held. He was ousted as president, effective immediately. Cheryl stormed out of the meeting in tears, screaming that everyone would regret betraying her. But nobody followed. I sat quietly in the back. No gloating, no cheering. Just a long, shaky exhale as weeks of tension finally lifted off my shoulders. For the first time, I knew my kids could step onto the porch without fear of flashing lights. Closing line. Lies can roar for a night, but truth endures, and it only takes one person standing firm to wake up a whole neighborhood.